Simmons.
Hello.
Josh, what does it make a difference for you guys having Donovan back in this way?
I think it makes a big difference. I mean, we have like a guy who's played here for so long. He was an offense in and out. It was a really big culture piece, in not only our unit, but here at Ohio State. So having him back on the line, let alone playing next to him, is amazing for him.
What do you view as the potential for you guys on that left side of the offensive line?
I mean, the way we're looking at it and measuring it is being the hardest playing team we can be. We just want to play hard. We want to be the hardest playing team in America, and that's something that we strive for every day. And the rest will fall in place.
When you think back to where you were a year ago to where you are now, how much different do you feel? Where do you feel like you've improved the most?
And I think I've improved more in like recognizing defense and stuff like that. That way, if I get a run play, I can kind of, I guess, measure up how a combo is going to go, or if DN's going to fiver, he might go inside, or he might shoot up the field. Recognizing blitzes and downs and distances and stuff like that, and kind of putting some poses together so it can help me throughout the down.
How impressed have you been with the way that Austin Siereveld played the first couple of weeks?
I was amazed. I mean, obviously Donnie is like an amazing football player, but Austin did not. It was almost like I didn't skip a beat, and that was really, really amazing because a lot of people, they get next to somebody they never played next to, and they can kind of like get all out of whack, but next to Austin, it was that way.
How much of training camp did you get to play next to him and kind of get reps with him with him on your right side?
Yeah, so I was 6, so not too much, but I think like through all the back end of camp, I was with Austin.
In terms of building chemistry, then how did that go? It seems like pretty seamless as with you stepping on the field.
Exactly, it was. I was able to kind of grow a lot in the chemistry. That was like the first 2 weeks, and a little bit of the bye. I was able to play next to him, so.
Josh, you just seem so much more comfortable, confident from the press box. I mean, is that true? I mean, how much more comfortable and confident are you right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that Coach Day says you got to play with confidence. I mean, I go against the best D-line unit in the country every single day. So I think that alone will build your confidence. I'm not really, obviously it's time to lock in and floor it on game day, but when you're going against what I'm going against every week, I'm not too startled, I guess.
Are you just kind of letting your talent take over at this point?
Controllably, trying to play discipline and make sure I don't, put other players on my team in a bad position. But yeah, I'm trying to maximize my potential.
Josh, how did you get better at reading defenses?
That would be Coach Frye. Coach Frye is a genius at, I guess, not only teaching you a play, but teaching you why the play is being called to a certain look and stuff like that. So when you kind of go through a whole offseason with that and bye weeks and camps like that, it's gonna marinate you.
How's your relationship grown with him in your high school and now college career?
A lot. So I mean, I kind of knew Coach Frye had gifted at this type of thing because he was like really smart. He'd kind of teach you a lot about offensive line and stuff like that. But I mean, I didn't think it was going to be like this when I got here. I mean, so having him as like a resource to come to if I'm struggling. Let's say I had a not so good day at practice, I can come to him and he can explain to me why this happened and stuff like that, and I can just grow from him that way.
What do you think has been the biggest difference in the run game this year that's allowed you guys to run the ball as well as you have so far?
Can you say that again?
What do you think has made the biggest difference for the run game to allow you guys to run the ball as well as you have so far?
I think one of the reasons is that our offense is starting to let us. I think we have like some athletes on the offensive line. It's allowing us to kind of get out in space and kind of destroy those at the second level, even the shelf. Sometimes.
How fun is that, Josh, for the big guys to get out there and run?
Oh, that's fun. I mean, that's something that I love Chip Kelly's work because he can, just get us a good knockdown play on tape.
And Donovan, did you say, hey, nice to see you again? What was your greeting to him when y'all took the field?
I said, quote unquote, it's good to have you back, brother. That's what I told him.
You mentioned Chip's play calling. What is different about blocking in a Chip Kelly offense versus the offense we were in last year?
It's not your like standard offense, like just how it's kind of really simple. It's more you're gonna have to kind of, I guess, practice it a little bit. Yeah.
How challenging was that, like the first few months of like learning all the different plays?
For me, it took a minute, but I think obviously with the help of Coach Frye and stuff like that, and getting out here, getting extra work, it was all worth it.
Jeff, when you finish the fan sound out there for this week, I mean, does it get you a little bit, the energy flowing when you hear
Absolutely. It kind of puts you, like, if you think about it, you can kind of actually put yourself in the game and just imagine you being up there in Michigan and kind of playing in the game, and that was really good.
Josh, when you
Going on the road is obviously a challenge, but is there a different level of excitement?
Going on the road, absolutely. Going into somebody else's home and, you know, taking their food is probably the best feelings you can have as a football player. So,
Josh, when you say getting adjusted to Chip Kelly's offense takes extra reps practicing, is it practicing in like the movements of it? Because there's so many different movements, or is it practicing the mental? Like, what is the hardest part of really training?
I would say probably it's always changing, I guess. You know, nothing really stays the same, so you can't really. You got to always be. How can I put this? You got to be alert, I guess. That's kind of one of the big things, like I said.
Josh,
Like
yeah.
week changes, or just look formation by formation.
I mean, yeah, it's always like different, I guess, because you're playing different teams.
Josh, you mentioned the athleticism on the offensive line. It feels like Josh Fryar really worked at that this offseason, get leaner, better bend. Just what have you seen from him on the other side of things?
I've seen exactly that. He looks a lot more athletic. He looks very fluid in his sets, his backside cutoffs. He looks like an entirely different player. It's something that I'm starting to take away from as I'm watching film.
Are you guys ever competing to see who can get farthest down the field on those big, second level blocks?
In practice, absolutely.
Yeah.
We see who can hit their faster MPH and stuff like that, and practice stuff like that. So, yeah, it's definitely a competition sometimes.
Seth's out there a lot.
Okay.
Feels like he's.
Seth's always right.
Yeah.
How much has Seth meant to this offensive line? You have a guy that's pretty experienced in the middle. How much has he meant to you guys?
He's meant a lot. I mean, he's played in some really big games, obviously coming from Alabama and playing in those, you know, like really, really big games. So I guess you can say he knows, like, he knows his way around this whole thing. So he kind of can teach us different tips and tricks on how to, let's say, get to a block. Obviously, it's more interior, but it helps us a lot.
You mentioned, the athletic that you guys have on the offensive line. That's a positive, obviously, for you guys. But you guys also have a lot of experience. You've got a lot of guys that play a lot of football. How much is that matter in the first couple of weeks of the season?
I mean, it matters a lot. I mean, obviously, that's one of the biggest things is that when you have someone like me and Donnie play next to each other, and then you have Tagger and Frye, like that's like Ken. You know, they played next to each other for a little bit. So when they go out there, it's literally like you're playing for your brother, and it helps you play that much harder.
Josh, thank you very much.
Yep.